Now, Senator Claire McCaskill recently compared groups looking to primary centrist Democrats to the Tea Party. Now, I don't seem to have too big of a problem with this, and I'll explain that later. Now, she was recently on the Mark Reardon show, and she said the progressive wing of the party could and might offer up a primary challenger when she runs for re-election next year. She said, quote, "I'm for sure going to run, and I may have a primary because there is, in our party now, some of the same kind of enthusiasm at the base that the Republican Party had with the Tea Party." Enthusiasm. That is one way to describe it. Another way to describe it is that progressives are pissed that the Democratic Party continues to take money from giant corporations and wealthy donors and represents those instead of the people. People are a little pissed off about that. Now, she said, "Many of those people are very impatient with me because they don't think I'm pure enough. For example, they think I should be voting against all of Trump's nominees, and of course I'm judging each nominee on its own merit." Now, hold on here. This doesn't have anything to do with some weird purity test, okay? Now, she did vote for 6 Trump nominees. Now, to be fair, some of those nominees at least weren't all that controversial, and they actually did pass with majority support. So I understand that. Now, she voted against the more extreme nominees like Tillerson, Mnuchin, Price, DeVos, etc. So again, we're being completely fair to Claire McCaskill here, and I'm not exactly a fan. But again, you got to call it the way it is. So look, a little bit of a mixed bag, but that's not why she's going to face a primary. She's gonna face a primary because she's part of the Democratic establishment. She unabashedly during the primary red baited Bernie Sanders. Oh, he's a socialist. Nobody's talking about how big of a socialist Bernie Sanders is. We can't have that. No, Hillary all the way. Hillary all the way. But he's not a socialist. He's a Democratic socialist. There is a bit of a difference. And again, it's the red baiting, it's the fear baiting, the social communist, that kind of stuff. That's a bit of an issue because it wasn't actually true. She was one of the hardest people that went after Sanders. And she doubled down on the same failed status quo that Hillary Clinton represents. Not only that, but McCaskill is among a group of Democrats, including Senator Heidi Heitkamp, somebody else I don't like, Joe Manchin, again, somebody I really don't like, and Joe Donnelly, who faced re-election in red states that voted overwhelmingly for Donald Trump in the 2016 election. Well, look, why did they vote for Trump? It's because the Democratic Party has essentially left. They've fled the area. They have failed them. They have not even listened to them or talked to them. So that's what we have here. In fact, McCaskill said exactly that. In a Thursday interview, McCaskill took aim at her own party, saying the Democrats haven't listened to the concerns of voters that fundamentally think Washington, D.C. is not paying any attention to their needs. And she's actually right about that. Oh my God, she kind of gets it right there. Yes, exactly. And unfortunately, you are one of the people who do not listen to the progressive wing of the party when they say corrupt establishment, and when they say get rid of big money, when they say corporations have too much influence inside of our political process. You were one of the people, and that was Bernie Sanders' message, who ignored that and instead said, socialist, 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 communist, we can't vote for this guy. Go with centrist Hillary. But again, she still thinks this is all about her, voting for some of Trump's nominees. Again, that is not the issue. She said, quote, "As of today, it's about half and half of the ones I voted no on and the ones I voted yes on, and I'm making an individual decision based on the merit of each one. That's not good enough for some of these folks who want me to just be against Trump everywhere." Well, look, there is one thing that I do want to point out. She says she hasn't made a decision on Judge Neil Gorsuch. Now, look, Gorsuch, we don't agree with him, but you can't say that he's not qualified for the job. We just don't agree with him. We have huge differences on policy and the direction the country would take. And again, I've done videos talking about Neil Gorsuch where I disagree with the direction that he wants to take the country in. He's one of those constitutional originalists that don't think the Constitution should be changed at all from its original meaning. I don't agree with that. I think it is a living document. He's not for that. That's some of our differences there. And some of his decisions, again, I don't agree with him, right? But to say that he's unqualified, well, that's different. Unqualified is somebody who doesn't have a law degree or who doesn't understand what he's talking about. Not that it's not somebody that you disagree with politically. And so, again, that's my issue with Gorsuch. Even so, I believe Democrats should block him 100%, not because we disagree with him, but because that's a stolen seat. The Republicans stole that seat that actually belonged with somebody else that I disagree with, Merrick Garland. Merrick Garland is center-right. I don't agree with him. I think he's in favor of big money in politics. But that was President Obama's pick by rights of the Constitution. Republicans blocked him for over a year until President Trump got elected. That is 100% stolen seat. You try to fill it with anybody, you could fill it with Jesus fucking Christ himself. And you know what we'd say? Stolen seat, motherfucker. Stolen seat. So, again, 100% against him. As far as the other nominees, look, we have a Republican Congress. I don't know if you noticed that, right? Even without the Democrats, the Republicans can just shove them through. That's how they shoved through Betsy DeVos. Mike Pence had to go and do something that was completely unprecedented in the history of America. He had to go and break a tie on a nominee. So yeah, they can get them through no matter what. So Claire McCaskill, why create issues for yourself by voting for them? But again, that's not the main focus here. You want to call the progressive movement like the Tea Party? You know what? I like that. I like that. I accept that. You know why? Tea Party got shit done. They run the GOP now. They run the Republican Party. Yes, of course, there were guys in goofy hats wearing tea bags, and they looked ridiculous, and they made no sense. And, of course, they were funded by the Koch brothers. But they managed to primary their way into power. The difference between progressive groups and the Tea Party, of course, that progressive groups are actually made up of real people. Regular people that are not astroturfed and bussed in from Heritage Foundation events. These are real Americans that are progressive. They're against taking corporate money. Okay? Progressive groups, they are a real movement. And they're saying to Democrats, to Republicans, to anybody, you have to stop taking corporate money or get the fuck out of the way. And especially to Democrats. They're saying, if you take corporate money, we don't want you. If you don't want to work for us, if you want to work for your donors, step aside, son. You're gone. Gone. And the Democrats are so afraid of these primaries because, again, it threatens their campaign contributions and it actually makes them more responsible for their votes. They don't like that. If they vote against their base, you know, we need to hold them responsible. And look, this is why Joe Manchin and the other Democrats, the Blue Dogs, Claire McCaskill, and Heidi Heitkamp are crapping their pants, man, over groups like Justice Democrats. That's why. They don't want to be primaried from the left because they actually might lose to a progressive who is against the centrist neoliberal political establishment and actually wants to serve the people instead of the corporations like they're supposed to. So by all means, man, we are the Tea Party of the left. And you know what? We're coming for you. 2018, we're coming. Get prepared. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.